Let's check in with Turning Point's White House correspondent Monica Paige at the White House. Monica, big day. It's like the day before the Super Bowl. Obviously not really, but huge summit coming up in Alaska between President Trump and President Putin. Everybody's kind of talking about it. What is your insight on the ground there at the White House? I saw that there's apparently going to be a at least as of right now, there's going to be a press conference afterward, which is, holy cow, that's some high stakes.
Yeah, high stakes, very highly anticipated. I mean, you can't talk about this story enough because if President Trump can pull off this peace deal, it could be one of the most monumental things that he does in this term, in this administration of this year, essentially. So the president's going to be flying out to Alaska tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Eastern time, approximately, very early, immediately meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. And essentially, they want to meet eye to eye. The president wants to get a feel for what Putin wants to do. He wants to get a feel for the mood on the ground, his attitude, and just ultimately what it's going to take to put an end to this war. This has been going on for quite some time, and President Trump has been very vocal about ending it and has teased that if Russia doesn't come up with a solution, if they don't come up with a plan, then there could be some very serious consequences. What that would look like, we're not exactly too sure. That could be economic sanctions, that could be I don't want to trade with you in the future, or we're going to place more tariffs on India, Russia's trading partner. So it could look very different. And look, we have a lot of options here. So essentially, after this meeting, like you said, we can definitely expect a press conference between the two, which will be very interesting. I really can't wait to tune into that. And then immediately after, when he's on his flight back to DC or to Virginia, wherever he may go after that, he's going to call Zelensky, Ukrainian President Zelensky, and then speak with the EU leaders as well. He spoke with the EU leaders earlier this week as well, kind of teasing ahead maybe what he wants to discuss. But of course, that's very under wraps to us here in the press. But this is going to be very high stakes, super highly anticipated.
I don't want to get you. I don't know if you know specifically about this, but is there any way you could speak to the importance why President Trump wants to meet person to person, in person, as opposed to like a phone call or a video conference, which is obviously easier to do. You don't have to travel to a different place.
Oh, sure. It's so much easier to speak over the phone or on video call. But of course, when you actually see the person face to face, I think you can get a better sense of how the
Yeah.
person wants to make a deal with you. And this meeting essentially is going to set up for the second meeting as well. So this meeting
Mm,
is just to kind of get a feel. It's the second meeting that's going to be even more important than this one, if there will even be a second meeting. The president said
yeah.
himself that there could be a 25% chance that the second meeting doesn't even come based on Putin's actions or his whole demeanor. So we're
Yeah.
definitely going to be keeping a close eye on it.
And how great it is to have a president that's so candid. It's like, hey, this might not work. And this, again, obviously that's
Yeah.
not what anybody wants to hear, but the guy's realistic and he's open about it, which is it's an interesting perspective into how the mind of the most powerful person on the planet works. Really quickly, there's some Social Security news. You want to tell us about it?
Yep, 90th anniversary of Social Security today. The president announcing some major overhauls to the Social Security Department and essentially how Social Security has been operating. Of course, thanks to the one big beautiful bill, there's no tax on Social Security to those ages 65 and up. And some of the major reformations that the president is pushing is he's trying to reduce field office wait times by about 30%, reducing call wait times by about 80%, and doubling those calls. 24/7 online access to your Social Security account. And they basically doged Social Security. They've kicked 275,000 illegal aliens off Social
Holy
Security in order
cow.
to make it just better for Americans only, which is huge. So, very big day nonetheless.
I think the libs are going to be upset that they don't get to listen to that hold wait time music on the phone with Social Security. They're just going to be very furious about that, of course, with these new upgrades. Monica Paige, Turning Point's White House correspondent. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.